Binders are made up of about 70% bitumen mixed with 30% water. They can be used all through the season. The road surface dressing season usually runs from April to September, dependent upon local conditions, and the binder viscosity must take into account the ambient and road surface temperatures. Select the binder for the job it has got to do, and if it's relevant, the time of year it has got to do it. The guidance in section 5.3 can help you decide on what choice to make, backed up by the notes to the tables in section 9. In this particular case, we'll go for an intermediate grade emulsion binder. We've got the type of dressing and the binder. Now we need to establish the size and type of chippings. Cleanliness of chippings is important, which is why washing takes place. The binder and type of chippings are going to be determined by the amount of traffic, the hardness of the present surface, and the skidding resistance required. Traffic embeds chippings continuously, so the heavier the traffic, the larger the chippings needed. Whereas the harder the surface, the smaller the chippings because there will be less embedment. The use of smaller sized chippings and racked-in and double surface dressings considerably reduces road traffic noise, and is an important factor in the choice of dressing type. And don't forget, each lane may need a different chipping size. To get the correct size, we go back again to Road Note 39, Section 9. We have selected a racked-in dressing, and guidance on the chipping sizes for racked-in dressings is given in Table 9.2.2. Intermediate grade binder, traffic category D, and normal road hardness gives us either a 14mm with 6mm chippings or 10mm with 6 or 4mm chippings. We'll go for a 10mm with 6mm racked-in chipping surface dressing to minimize noise from the road surface. The one factor we have not yet defined is the binder spread rate. This determines the thickness of the binder and must take into account the size of the chippings. The rate of spread of the binder is predominantly determined by the road hardness and the category, with additional aggregate type and local site factors being taken into account in secondary adjustment steps. In our example, we're using intermediate grade bitumen emulsion to bind 10mm chippings with 6mm chippings in a racked-in dressing on a category D road of normal hardness. Guidance on the rate of spread of binder is also given in section 9 of the road note, consolidated into the same tables as guidance on the nominal size of chippings. Accordingly, we refer back to table 9.2.2 and are given the spread rate of 1.8 litres per square metre. This primary spread rate is adjusted by the secondary factors listed in tables 9.2.6a and 9.2.6b. We're using a racked-in dressing, so table 9.2.6b applies. Our chips are design size, crushed rock chippings with a flakiness index of between 10 and 25%, and therefore require no adjustment factor. The other secondary factors affecting the site are early season, effect 0. Shade, partially shaded, effect plus 0.1. Surface condition, porous, effect plus 0.1. Gradient, less than 5%, effect 0. Speed, low speed, less than 50 miles per hour, effect 0. Local traffic, within design range, effect 0. This makes the total adjustment for secondary factors plus 0.2 litres per square metre, giving an adjusted spray rate of 2 litres per square metre. As far as is practical, the adjusted spray rate should be changed where the secondary factors vary through the site. This completes the design process. We've now got recommendations for the design of the surface dressing of this road. A racked-in dressing with 10 and 6mm chippings and an intermediate grade emulsion binder applied at 2 litres per square metre, but varied as far as is practical where the secondary factors vary. But before work can start, traffic must be warned and directed. All signing must comply with the principles set out in Chapter 8 of the Traffic Signs Manual, and the RSTA and County Surveyors Society Joint Code of Practice for signing at surface dressing sites. Early and repeated warnings of the works must be given. Traffic approaching from side roads must also be warned. Traffic must be reduced to less than 10 miles per hour as it passes machines and operatives, and flow must be controlled by manually operated stop and go signs with radio linkage. When the surface dressing crew reaches the site, all the pre-planning will have been done and all the preparatory work carried out. The spray tanker containing binder at the correct temperature starts the spray at the specified rate of spread. Chipping spreaders. There are two types: self-propelled forward-moving spreaders and tailboard gritters. For best results, the chipping spreaders should match the width of the spray bar. Chipping should be applied immediately. The dressing is then rolled to press the chippings into the binder film. The formation of a close mosaic can also be helped by allowing traffic on the surface, but controlled at speeds of less than 20 miles per hour. Speeds must be kept down until the dressing has completely settled. A thorough sweeping must then be given before the surface can be opened to the traffic at normal speeds. If this design and application procedure is followed stage by stage, then the resulting road surface will provide reliability and excellent value for money. Initial costs should not be the determining factor. The cheapest dressing may give the road the required texture and skid resistance, but only for a limited time, accelerating the need for further treatment. Alternatively, an end performance specification may be used. It lays down the required skid resistance, texture and minimum life of the finished dressing. This is approach adopted by the European Standard for Surface Dressing BS EN 12271 and the National Guidance Document PD 6689. And it means the RSTA contractors can then use their knowledge and experience to provide road surfaces that are even more cost-effective. A system of combined spraying and chippings application from a single unit have been developed by RMS and others to facilitate surface dressing in relatively confined areas like housing estate, roads and pavements. The rapid speed of combined application this development results in provides many safety benefits, such as no open sections of newly sprayed bitumen for children or pets to walk through. This specialist plant allows spread rates to be as carefully controlled on smaller areas as on the open highway, and a new section of the road note is devoted to the design of dressings for footpaths and lightly trafficked pavements. Road surface dressing is developing all the time, and research is producing ever more sophisticated materials and technology. The control of these materials and consistency of laying is becoming increasingly important, and advanced testing procedures are available to ensure and improve this consistency. Such developments are set to continue because the task of designing and constructing a quality surface, whether it be for a minor road or a busy motorway, deserves special attention. The Road Surface Treatments Association, making Britain's roads better and safer.
Sponsored by Enstone Thistle Limited, suppliers of high-performance surface dressing chippings to the Scottish market. Contact 01382 537 600. Ninas UK bitumen specialist, offering in-house emulsion production facilities and HAPAS approved binders. Ninas, taking oil further. Total Bitumen, driving innovation, technical expertise and customer service to bitumen emulsion customers for more than 30 years. Aggregate Industries, providing aggregate and asphalt products from sustainably managed sources, supported by exceptional service and technical advice.